connecting to people systematically and authentically is, in my opinion, after you have gotten the content marketing right and you have found your tribe, the next step you should be doing to increase your network on LinkedIn. Once you have found the people through the message I've shown you in the video before, for example, through the free LinkedIn search, through the sales navigator, or the second degree connection method, you now need to find a way on how to connect with them. And we get spammed a ton on LinkedIn. I don't know about you, but I guess I get like 10 messages per day on LinkedIn, and 7 out of them, they're just people I don't like. Yeah. So let's try not to be that. So of course there's the way that is built into LinkedIn that is paid, that is called InMails. And InMails are the method of last resort for me. And that's because they already look like spam. You're not connected to the person, so you have to pay to write an InMail. As you can see, this would be my first InMail out of 60 credits that I have because I have a Sales Navigator account. But I'm not using it, and I will never use them. I prefer to connect with people first. And if you use, for example, the second degree connection method and you press the connect button, then you will get this dialogue. Hey, do you want to send a message with those people or not? And there are 2 sides to this. Either you can send a message and that means the other person has to read it before they confirm it, which is an additional step for them to do. They don't actually have to read it, but it would feel impolite not to read it. And on the other hand, it shows that you're interested in a deeper relationship if you send a message. But on my end, I probably get like 20 connection requests per day. For me, it's even hard to read a message. So sometimes it can be better to send no message at all, to just connect and then send messages later. If you want to send a message, I have an example for you. Here's what I'm personally writing if I send a message. Hi, I'm Ben, founder of Pirate Skills. We organize a monthly meetup in Cologne around the topic growth marketing. Just wanted to connect with people that are also interested in marketing and live around Cologne. If you want to find out more about the meetups, have a look at pirateskills.com. Cheers, Ben. So if you're in Germany, you're probably wondering, should you say du or sie? Should you be formal or informal? I usually start formally, per sie, and then I propose the du at the end by writing ciao, Ben. Yeah, and the Ben implies that you can say du in German. Yeah, so lots of people are from Germany watching here, so that's why I'm explaining this. Even putting the link in this message is something I'm usually considering. Should I put the link in there? Should I not put the link in there? Because it could look more spammy. So if that feels too spammy, leave the link out, but consider that the first goal of the message is only to get the acceptance of the connection request. It's not about closing anybody. It's about mentioning mutual connections like the mutual region, mutual interests, and the value you might have to offer that is hopefully as a first step towards building trust to you for free. So that is the message I personally write. Write your own, write something that you authentically feel comfortable with. Cool. So then I always get the question, but how many people can I connect to, Ben? And I have to say, it depends on your network size. If you have less than 1,000 people, I would probably start with not more than 30 people per day. Maybe that might be even a lot, but connecting to 30 people per day is a reasonable starting point. You usually get told by LinkedIn that you're too active. So LinkedIn will let you know that you're exceeding the limits, and it's not bad to get a warning, but you should give it a 24-hour pause before starting to connect to more people again. If you get multiple warnings because you didn't listen to the first warning, seriously, take a break for 3 days. But yeah, we also want to grow our network fast. So 30 is a good starting point, but at the moment, this keeps on changing. About 100 connection requests is the reasonable maximum you can do with a large network. but that is for the lots of connection strategy, not for the few high quality strategy. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Do connect manually. Use your phone. All of the connection stuff is much easier on the phone than on the desktop. I think just the user experience is better. I prefer doing it over here. If I don't go for connection requests with messages, which is actually by now my preferred way. Check this out. This is a clickable link at the word this. If you must, if you don't want to go, this is a link to the beta version of Linked Helper. And this is something that LinkedIn will not appreciate me showing you guys. So let's keep going. So then you want to keep track of your progress. This is a wonderful app. I think one of the few ones that actually do good profile analytics. It's called shieldapp.ai. And it gives you an overview of how many people are visiting your page, which content is working best. And most importantly for me in this case is how is your LinkedIn network growth evolving? You can see that I have two very different periods. I have this period and I have this boring period. This is consistent hustle, connecting 30 people per day. This is doing just good content marketing. You can see the big difference. There is no, this is a linear scale, always 400, 400, 400, 400. And this is from the beginning of March to about today, or like end of June, yeah, this year. If you hustle consistently, you will get better results than if you don't. And you see how big the difference is when you hustle and when you don't. There is still LinkedIn growth happening once you exceed a certain threshold, but the hustle is very, very important. This was a test where I just did LinkedIn profile visits, not even connecting, but it's very slow, so I stopped that. So consistency in your approach is key to getting good results. Just wanted to show you that what happens if you do it and not. So connecting with people on LinkedIn can go two ways. You can go the way of few high quality connection. Let's say there are only 200 clients in your area and you can't afford to be shallow with any of them. Then you should go for a few connections that you build very deep relationships with and where you do a lot of research. The other way is to go for a lot more connections that are more low touch, yeah, where you don't invest that much time in research. And there are benefits for both methods, and it depends on where you are. Go for the few connections method if you have extremely high customer lifetime value clients. Where does it start? 50,000 per year and above. Yeah, that would be very high value clients. And from there, the research you can do never becomes too much, essentially. Yeah, the more research you put into it, the better. But there are benefits to the more connections method that go way beyond sales. Again, I want to implore you to think about how can you provide a great impact to the world with the product you have and the message you have behind that product. First of all, of course, more connections means more reach, means more opportunities. You will get invitations to all kinds of events if you have a lot of connections. You will grow your influence. You can take that to whatever is your next project. That is nothing anybody can take away from you but the owners of LinkedIn. So you can be reasonably sure that an investment in the growth of your LinkedIn network is an extreme good long-term thing. And this is the hot time to do it. It's going to become harder and harder as it has become on LinkedIn and Instagram. So use that time to build the connection. It does not mean that you can't build high value, high touch connections and I show you that way in the next section of this video when we talk about how to follow up like a pro. Yeah, you can still connect to a lot of people. And what's important is that you make it a very consistent, hopefully daily habit, because the limits on LinkedIn are usually a per day limit. So it's better to connect 30 people each day on 5 days a week than to try to connect to 150 people on one day. You usually get more problems if you want to connect to more people on a single day than to spread it out over the week. Sounds bothersome, but it builds a habit and it's much better in the eyes of the LinkedIn algorithm. We covered the basic strategy. We showed you how to connect to people, what to actually do and how to connect systematically. And now the last part is all about bringing those leads into your CRM and following up like a boss.